Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for an album review, and sorry that it took a little bit to do this album review. It's just basically I had to listen to it for over an hour, and yeah, this is for the next new album review for December 9th releases for SZA's new album SOS that I just got done listening to for her brand new second studio album in her discography. So I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for SZA's new album, SOS, and let you know my thoughts on this 23 track album, which is a hour and 8 minutes long. So it was a little lengthy of an album. So let's dive right into this album review. Now it starts with the first song, SOS, and off the bat, I personally found it to be decent. She does like more rapping and R&B stuff mixed in with her. She fuses it together to make it seem good enough for a listen, but to be honest, it felt a little on the cringe side to me. Not saying it in a bad way, just saying it could have been worked on. But the song itself, melody wise, it was not impressive, so 4 out of 5. Kill Bill was a solid track. I wasn't hating this track. Lyrically, it's iffy to me. But the melody is pretty catchy and it worked well with some of the lyrics. Not every lyric on here was great, but it was something. So 4.5 out of 5. Seek and Destroy is another solid track in my opinion. Not my personal favorite song, but it's one of the stronger tracks for this album. So, 4.5 out of 5. Wasn't really hating it that much. It just, there were some moments where it did good and other moments where it had little slight problems and was on the safe side of trying to be good. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for Seek and Destroy. Low was a decent song. There's some rapping with ZA's R&B singing. I just don't know if I'm connecting with it on a personal level. Like, I'm not physically feeling for the track or how it's sounding and all that. So, basically, 4 out of 5 for this track. Love Language was probably the last solid track off this album. And then the rest gets slightly boring. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for Love Language. Love Language, I meant to say. I like some of ZA's singing in it, but it's just it the album follows a slow, monotone kind of pacing with this album, and it does shuffle itself, meaning it just is bundled up all together in 23 songs to make an hour and 8 minute long album. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for Love Language. I think basically the song structure is fine, but it's just the execution. But it's a solid track. It's not the worst thing. Blind was probably decent in my opinion. Sorry if I said solid. I was about ready to say solid. It's nowhere near solid, but there's some rapping in it and some cringy lyrics in the song that I don't know if I'm on board with ZA's coming in with those lyrics with her vocals. It just doesn't suit well in my opinion, so 4 out of 5. Used featuring Don Toliver. I will say this, Don Toliver didn't completely ruin the song, but he slightly did. But the rest of the track did fine. It was decent. It wasn't amazing, but it's something at least, so 4 out of 5. Snooze was, it was decent, but it was slightly snoozy of a track. It just didn't offer much to me, in my opinion. But this is what she's going for. I wouldn't say it's a bad song. I mean, check it out for yourself to see what you think of it. But personally, for me, I wasn't a huge fan of Snooze, so 4 out of 5. Notice Me was another decent song. There's quite a bit of decent songs on this album that I gave 4 out of 5s. So I wouldn't call this album impressive in any way. So 4 out of 5 for Notice Me. I like some of the lyrics. Not every lyric is great off this song, but it's something at least. She does come up with some on the fence lyrics that I don't know if I'm personally on board with, but it is what it is. So 4 out of 5. Gone Girl was slightly boring, but it did alright. It wasn't great, so 4 out of 5. Um, the only thing I had a problem with this song is just the lazy mixing and production. It just didn't stay afloat with this track. That was what ruined the song and killed the song a little bit. So 4 out of 5. I wouldn't say it's the worst song, but melody wise, it wasn't structured well enough. For me, at least. Smoking on My X Pack was okay, not anything great. I just was shaking my head like, are you fucking for real? This is what I'm getting for a SZA album. I'm like, it's okay. It's still underwhelming, but okay. Because her rapping in it is just ruining it a bit for me. So 3 out of 5. Ghost in the Machine was average. It's Phoebe Bridges, I believe, is her name. Um, wasn't really feeling for her vocals. It sounded so stale and boring, in my opinion. I was just not connecting with her vocals, in my opinion. It just felt flat to me. And I was like, really? This is so boring. I almost wanted to fall asleep to this song. But it was an average track. SZA saved the track a bit, but Phoebe Bridges, I wasn't feeling for her vocals, in my opinion, so 3.5 out of 5. F2F felt like a pop punk song, and well, it was a pop punk song, of course, but it didn't work in any way. It didn't resonate with me in any way to where I like it. I think it's average, but it's got some strong lyricism, but mixing and the performance of the track, on the cringe side to me. So 3.5 out of 5. Nobody Gets Me was a decent song. I'm just not feeling for it lyrically, but I think melody wise it's fine. ZA's singing is pretty strong, but it's just she's sounding so desperate in this track and saying, "Oh, nobody gets me. I'm so lonely," kind of thing, and I'm like, I've heard songs like this before and they don't work out very well, so but this one had a strong melody but weak lyricism, so 4 out of 5. Conceited was a decent song, not my personal favorite, but something at least. The beat was pretty catchy, but I was getting a little worried because of the beat coming in, and I thought she was gonna rap a lot more. And I was like, is she gonna do mumble stuff in this song? Because I'm gonna be worried and cringing if she does. So 4 out of 5. Special was decent as well. This is another stale song in my opinion. Just the lyrics and some of the melody just not connecting with the track. But certain moments in the song do well and other moments don't. So 4 out of 5. Too Late was I was kind of liking the start of the song and how the song was going to turn out, but when I listened to it, it sounded like a reggae song. And that's fine, but it's just some of the mixing in this song was a little off to me. So 4 out of 5. Far was a decent song. Not sure if I'm feeling for this track, but it's something at least, so 4 out of 5. Shirt was decent, so 4 out of 5. Not sure if I connected with it on a personal level. Some of Zaw's singing in it and her rapping in it was okay, but nothing amazing in my personal opinion. So 4 out of 5. Sorry, I was messing with my Xbox One controller. I had to turn on my Xbox or whatever. So, yeah, press the controller button or whatever. Um, Open Arms featuring Travis Scott was average. I think some of SZA's singing in it was fine, but when Travis Scott came in, I personally felt for some of his singing for the first few lines or whatever that he was singing or whatever. Just certain moments, like maybe 10 or 20 seconds in, I was feeling for his vocals or something. And then when he starts mumbling a bit, and I'm like on the cringe side, like, you need to not do that. So, yeah, it just makes. I don't really like Travis Barker in my opinion, but hey, if you like him, more power to you. So 3.5 out of 5 for Open Arms. I Hate You was a decent song, so 4 out of 5. Good Days was pretty lengthy before getting to the final song, but it did do somewhat of a solid job, so 4 out of 5. It's decent and had some solid moments and then had some weak moments. Forgiveless featuring Old Dirty Bastard. This one was underwhelming. I wasn't feeling for Old Dirty Bastard's rapping in it. It just left me cringing, and not in a good way. So 3 out of 5. SZA saved the song a bit, but Old Dirty Bastard was like, on the cringe side to me. But at least it wasn't a long song where it continued on. So it was only like 2 minutes and 22 seconds, so that's a relief. So, overall, production, mixing, and execution wise, I'm sorry for this review being lengthy. I just had to go into explanation for each song on what I personally thought of them. So, now I'm going to get to rating it. So, overall, in my opinion, production, mixing, and execution wise, I think SZA's SOS album was okay. Nothing I'm personally connecting with, but there were some slight weak songs and okay tracks and decent songs, quite a bit of decent songs, and a few solid tracks in my opinion. But other than that, overall for me, I think SZA SOS album was an okay listen. Give it a shot, see what you think of it for yourself. I don't find it to be worthy enough to be in my decent to good albums, but if you personally like it, that's fine. But me personally, for a score, I'm giving SZA SOS album a 6.5 out of 10. It was okay. Um, Slightly underwhelming and had some stale and boring moments throughout the album. Like certain sections in the album, like the first part of the album, did feel slightly boring at certain moments in the album. And then the second half tried different things, and I think towards the end of the second half, it really took off a bit and kind of went in a different direction, and I just wasn't on board with it, in my opinion. So, yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for SZA SOS album. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of this lengthy album review, and I'm sorry that it's lengthy. I just had to go into deep explanation on what I listened to. And this is the second to last album review I'm doing for the whole year, because I don't think there's going to be anything else for December 23rd or the 30th, because there's only going to be Weezer Seasons Winter on the 21st, and that'll be the last one I review. But other than that, yeah, this year is just about over, so we're going to be going into January in about a month from now. But still, if you did enjoy this SZA SOS album review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it if you enjoyed my review. If you didn't, dislike and leave, like I said. It's your personal choice. If you don't like it, find someone else to watch. So, tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will have another review coming out for the Devotion movie review. And I should have a live stream coming out tomorrow, I think. I'm gonna really try to get a live stream out before the weekend. So, cause I gotta go somewhere Saturday. I gotta help my mom get to her doctor's appointment or whatever on Saturday. So, I'm gonna have things to do Saturday, but I will try my best to get some finish up on some other movie reviews. But until then, stay safe, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed this lengthy review for this album review for SZA SOS. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. And as always, I will see you in my next review.